Hey, what's up guys, it's Rock Sugar. Today we're going to be doing another LEGO Speed Champions. We are going to be doing that Mercedes-Benz SL63, and I'm just going to call it the G-Wagon. That's what it appears to be. This thing is incredible. I always love doing SUVs, whether it's the Lamborghini Urus or if it's the Jaguar, whatever it was called. I love SUVs, and also we got a nice Bronco up there that I'm pretty sure isn't in shot. I think my favorite car from the 6-wide era, well, it's going to be the F14 Scuderia because that was the 6-wide era, but it's not a 6-wide. But my favorite 6-wide car would be this beauty right here, the Mercedes-Benz AMG GT3. So to have I know yesterday I was talking a lot about remasters. This doesn't feel like a remaster at all. It's just another Mercedes-Benz. I mean, you look at Mercedes, their styling, it's nice and sleek. Let's go ahead and get the first one. I'm not too sure which car I want to start with, but you guys should be able to tell which one it is by the time lapse. As you saw in the time lapse, we did no stops, completed the entire car. Only thing I need to do is put the tires on. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. We can grab this manual. We're done. This is exactly what I look for in LEGO Speed Champions. Now, you may be, a little surprised, why is this thing out? This is obviously here because two big SUVs. Why would it not be here, right? You look at the comparison between the two. One is very, very dusty. Jesus Christ, it's almost embarrassing, but it's obvious. But this one, why? Well, there's a particular feeling that I get when I make certain cars. I would include the F14 Scuderia truck, but that's in a whole different tier. It's not the same feeling. It's far beyond that even. But there's a certain feeling you get when you complete a Speed Champion set like this. It's amazing. It's really, really nice. I love this car, and I can't really describe it without repeating the same words over and over again because sometimes my vocabulary is not the greatest. I really do love this car. I really do love this car. I really do love this car. The F14 Scuderia is goated. Nothing is ever beating it. And if that ever happens, I don't know. So that precedent, don't even think about it. But this is what I love in Speed Champions. This is amazing. My favorite Speed Champions car is the McLaren F1. Close contender would be the Nissan GTR R34 from Fast and Furious. But we can take it a step further and we can go into complex builds for Speed Champions, and that's exactly what this, let me be respectful. The Mercedes-Benz AMG G63, this car overall was just incredible to build. The top part is very, very flat. It's just thin plates that you keep stacking parts on, and when you put it together, it's so satisfying because there's basically, it looks like a fork on the top, a 3-whatever fork, where it's 1, 2, 3, and then that just goes right on top. Perfectly in between the top part of the windscreen, and it's just so satisfying the way that goes together. And then of course it hooks onto the back. This tire cover for the back is, I mean, I could see that falling off. I don't touch these, so I don't think it's gonna happen. These exhaust pipes coming from the side skirts, beautiful. I love that, and I love that metallic finish. The sleek black is, I love the way that this looks. The way that the hood goes on is also phenomenal, and in fact, I think, wow, why did I just realize that you could do that? I was like, wait, this is on a hinge system. I should be able to, and come on. I don't know why, but when I'm building, I'm just building. That's all I'm doing. I'm just building, not thinking about much. And then it's when I put it all together that I realize, wait a second, hinge system. All right, I hate to say it, but this is definitely better than the Bronco. And I think it's probably better than the Dragster. The Dragster is really cool, but there were quite a few printed pieces. I can't quite remember all of them. These little AMG logos on the side, I doubt that you can see that, but hopefully I can zoom in post and have you see that. Also, these headlights are printed. Very minimal on stickers. That's all you can really ask for. This is a great car. I talk about the C-hooks all the time. If you've been around for a while, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. I am basically Lego illiterate. I don't know what certain parts are, so I'm talking about the ones, feels like it would be a Technic piece, but it could be Lego, I'm not too sure. But it's basically just a C, you grab the post, and that is exactly how the side windows hook onto the doors of the car. It's just the C-hook thing. We did not have a chassis, which is something that I love. The Lamborghini Urus was the very first car that I ever made that you start out without a chassis. And I love starting out without a chassis because it always tells me that it's going to be a complex, fun time. If I'm correct, I think the Bronco didn't have one either. It doesn't have one. I know the Urus didn't, and I can't think of any others that also didn't have a chassis, but these are cars that I remember having such a fun time with. And that's exactly what this was. This is really cool. You look at, I'll just grab a random car. We'll grab the one that I did yesterday. This is an extremely typical build, except for some really unique parts. You should go watch that video, it was cool. It's got the regular Lego axles. It's got the regular Lego chassis. It's got a lot of parts that you expect to see because that is typical. Most cars are cut and dry. It's the same thing every time. It's just the build process and the externals that look very different. But it's when you go out of that everything becomes so fun. We're gonna go on to the SL63 now. It's not topping this. It's not topping this. Last thing that we need to do is just add the tires. There we go, we're done. All right, let me go ahead and put the minifig in there. I don't know why I just said, all right, we're done, like as if this took me forever. I actually feel like this is one of the fastest ones I've ever done. Manual, completed. Let's get the sticker sheet out of here too. This is a great set. This is one of the best sets I think they've probably ever come out with. It wins. Absolutely, it wins. One of the best cars that have ever come out, but it didn't beat it by a complete landslide. Had this not been in the pack and it was some other car, or if this was even a single, which then there would be nothing to compare it to, so that doesn't make sense. What I'm trying to say is if this was any other car, I guarantee this would have been my favorite because it really is so nice. I love the rounded corners and everything. The little details that you're able to see in like the front, there's printed bits and then there's also little metallic pieces that you add into the grille serve a purpose. There's so much here and it's really beautiful. And I also love that it is a convertible. We don't get that very much in Speed Champions. I do believe that no, it wasn't the AMG GT3. There was another 6-wide car that was also capable of being converted into a convertible. Let me see if I take a look real quick, if I see anything else that looks like it could be convertible. I mean, there's the F1 cars, but that doesn't count. Yeah, so point remains, it's pretty rare. What's amazing about this set, and I hope that this is kind of the standard going forward, as we saw with the G-Wagon, you can lift up the hood, and of course, with the SL63, we have the exact same feature. I think that is a great addition, and I really hope that we continue to see this going forward. I had praised the G-Wagon for the lack of a chassis, the lack of axles, and just having an overall very unique build. But I'm praising this car for its looks. It does have a chassis, as you can see here. It does have axles, and it has a lot of the things that we come to expect. It even has the classic front bits for the headlights that we see time and time again. Everything about the G-Wagon had to be built by you. This was just a very, very unique build experience, and it's in a different class. Yeah, I said that in the beginning. I'm sticking with that. It's in a different class. It wins, but that shouldn't be too surprising. This is a very, very sleek car. That's another thing that it's funny because the car I'm about to bring out is also extremely yellow, but also extremely dusty. The Toyota Supra. One of my favorite things about the Toyota Supra is how sleek it is, and I always talk about how long this hood is and how it just extends, and it feels like it's all in the back, the curvature of the car. So that's definitely something that I look for in a supercar. You can see a lot of similarity there, so I totally see why I really like this car, and I do like it more because of that convertible I don't know. Overall, I think this is one of my favorites. The F1, the Nissan GT-R R34, still better than it, but overall, it's obvious why I like it. You look at the Supra, you look at this, it's nice. There's not too much I can say about the interior. With a lot of these newer waves, you do see a lot of like unique ways of putting things together. There's just nothing that really comes to mind that I can describe that's super unique to this car than some of the other cars a part of this wave and the previous wave. Beautiful. Anyways, if you guys enjoy it, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.